Greetings everyone and welcome. I'm your host Captain Rai, and in today's video I'm playing in the Tier 10 Japanese battle wagon Yamato here in World of Warships. As the battle gets underway, it's everybody's favorite map, Tears of the Tears of the Desert, but it is domination match mode and not epicenter. Like last week's Yamato video from Wonton Burrito, this video with the Yamato will focus on target prioritization and damage mitigation, especially in this ship. Now, as the battle gets underway, it is obviously a Tier 10 game. There are carriers in play, but I do believe they are only Tier 8, which is a good thing. Yamato is a big, bulky battleship target, and if we look at the situation unfolding right now, well, it looks like the majority of the team is starting to head towards the sea cap point. I did spawn up here with a destroyer and a cruiser, but that cruiser, the Donskoy, has decided he is headed south with the rest of the team. However, I do have a friendly Missouri who is going to start steaming up this direction with me. Take shots off. An initial probing shot there at the Conqueror, who popped up briefly way out there. He was sailing broadside on, did manage to connect a shell or two with that Conqueror. Not a lot of damage, though. A little bit disappointed by that. Enemy Wooster pops up there. He's been detected by the carrier. Definitely not our destroyer, given the position there. That's good news and bad news. That's good news for me, because as we've seen with previous videos, if there's one thing I love to do, it's banish Woosters to the bottom of the ocean while I'm in my Yamato. It's bad news because, well, we have a friendly destroyer up there, and that Wooster can absolutely wreck that destroyer. Enemy team takes an early points advantage here by capping C early on, and it looks like the enemy carrier is coming in for a kill. And as we can see, the vast majority of the team has gone to the C and B cap point, so there's not a lot up here. Fortunately for me, though, these torpedoes are detected as I push around this island, so I do know that there is a destroyer launching torpedoes down this channel, and I am able to avoid them for now. My team is in the process of capping B, but as you can see, we do have a destroyer in there. Enemy team also has a destroyer in there, so that cap is being contested. Again, the enemy team having that points advantage from the C cap point. Enemy Wooster is parked broadside on, but is behind this island here. But pay attention. You'll notice that that Wooster looks like his indicator is moving, but it's moving in reverse here. Enemy team secures a first blood by taking out our Des Moines. That's really unfortunate. However, we managed to secure a likewise kill on an enemy destroyer. That's going to give my team a destroyer advantage here early on in the game, but they have taken out one of our radar cruisers, especially top tier radar cruiser, so it kind of cancels out that advantage. However, if this Wooster, who doesn't yet know I'm here, continues to reverse, he is going to have a very, very bad time. And in fact, as I push up here, my guns are pointed, I'm waiting, there he is. Ooh boy. It's now that this Wooster realizes he done fucked up. Goodbye, Wooster, be gone. Wooster manages to get shots out, but doesn't do much damage, and he is out of here. So, Wooster down and out, which means our friendly Kitakaze here can push in to the A cap point with myself and the Missouri and cap it. And that is going to now give my team an advantage. Now, because the enemy team still has the C cap point, they are currently equal on points. Speaking of broadside top-tier cruisers, there's a broadsiding Moskva who's reversing back behind that island. I don't think he fully realizes that there is not one, but two big angry battleships back over here. So my shots go out. I do manage to connect a Citadel, cause 21,000 damage, but look at these shots coming in there. Those are from the Missouri behind me. And just as I'm about ready, reloaded here, I'm going to hold my shots here and wait for it. Yes, Moskva is gone. Missouri secures a devastating strike on that Moskva. So that's two top-tier radar cruisers, very detrimental to our destroyer fleet, gone courtesy of these two battleships back over here at the A cap point. Just because we went up to the A cap point doesn't mean our guns are out of the battle. Now, my team has secured the A cap point, and it looks like we're finally pushing into the C cap point, so we're going to be able to contest that. So the enemy team now down 3 ships to my team's 1. is now down on points, and they're losing their only cap. Although they are starting to cap the B cap point, but because my team has the A cap, we are going to gain points in the end term. If we can keep them from gaining a cap for a little bit longer, then we'll be able to, you know, equal out here. Enemy Iowa is parked broadside on. The enemy team is pulling back the scores a little bit as they manage to kill a couple of other ships, including one of our Yamatos. But look at this. This is an Iowa broadside on to a Yamato. That is a bold move, Cotton, and let's see how it pays off. Give that Iowa a little bit more lead, as it looks like he switched directions. He's going to start moving forward there. As I come around from this island, I am being detected, so that tells me there is something in line of sight. Big hit there on the Iowa, knocks him down to about half health there as I push around. Now you'll notice that I'm turning in towards the island, and that is because I know there's an enemy destroyer at the B cap point who's just been driven off the B cap point, has gone somewhere where I do not know. Enemy team is keeping it pretty equal here. They have managed to kill yet another destroyer, so they're going to have the destroyer advantage now in this battle. That could be scary for me. There's still a Shimakaze somewhere around here. Connect more hits on that Iowa. Don't quite manage to kill him. No citadels there. Kind of disappointed. Looking for targets. There come the torpedoes. Those are from the Shimakaze. Managed to get my rear turrets out. Just gonna clear this island here, and it looks like that Iowa is slowing down. Now I'm going to turn hard as to not take a full broadside of torpedoes from this Shimakaze. And it looks like I get hit by one. Managed to connect a double citadel on the Iowa. Finish the Iowa off. There's my second kill in the game. And there is the Shimakaze. And there is the enemy Yamato with the Isuruku Yamamoto captain shooting back at me. Fortunately for me, though, enemy Shimakaze drops a smoke screen so that he can engage with guns on our Kitakaze. Because of that, well, I briefly dropped off detectability, so most of these shots did not hit me. It is a Tier 9 carrier game, not a Tier 8 carrier. Well, Tier 9 planes can be a little bit more problem, but there's the Essex now. So, as I mentioned in last week's Yamato video, anytime there is a carrier that is spotted that is in range, and you are a battleship and you have your guns roughly pointed in that direction, go ahead and shoot it. And so not only am I shooting at it, but so is our Missouri. Look at that. Both battleship players here taking the initiative. If we can take this guy out, we can effectively give our CB control of the skies. That means control of the airspace so he can spot the enemy destroyers for us and have unrestricted access to all of the enemy ships. And at this point, the enemy ships are starting to get a little more isolated, which means they can easily be picked off. Still trying and struggling to get the range on this CV with everything else. Gonna go ahead and fire again. There's more shots out from the Missouri. You can see here, he's also having a hard time as well, struggling with the range there. But that's all right. He takes a big hit there. That's not for me, but my big hit is going to finish him off. So now the enemy carrier is dead. Ship advantage. We have the cap advantages. We've secured the B cap point, so we're up on points by over 200 points. I'm still taking shots in from a lot of different people, and I think it's about this point the enemy team realizes that I might be a little bit of a problem and need to be dealt with. Speaking of a little bit of a problem that needs to be dealt with, here comes the enemy Yamato, and I am inside of his secondary range. He is not inside of my secondary range, though. They can have manual secondaries, but they are not that long range. I'm going to turn a little bit more broadside than I should have, and that is going to cost me dearly. I took a big hit there. Remember, there is that armor spot that could be a problem. My secondaries are going to blaze away at the enemy Cossack who has appeared. He's very close to me. That means I can expect there to be likely torpedoes in the water, so I'm going to go ahead and start turning. Now, I am being detected by aircraft. This is really, really obnoxious here because there's an enemy Conqueror over here. And there's actually another enemy destroyer who is in a smokescreen just up there. Now, pay attention to the incoming shots from this Conqueror. You'll notice they are not the normal bright orange color that you expect to see from that Conqueror. In fact, this Conqueror, not only is he using the 18-inch guns, is firing armor piercing. Yes, that's right, it's a Conqueror player who does not know how to Conqueror. More torpedoes coming in there. Those are going to be from the destroyer sitting in that smoke screen. Still being detected again. This time, though, that is from the enemy Shimakaze who has popped up here. The good news is we do have a Missouri that is back over here. Hopefully our Missouri can take this guy out of action and get rid of him and just leave one. More shots in there from the Conqueror, leaving me on perilously low health for a Yamato. There is the Hirakaze has popped up. That's who's been hiding in the smoke screen there. Very dangerous destroyer to deal with. He does have torpedoes. The Missouri takes out the Shimakaze, but the Shimakaze has a wall of skill and probably had adrenaline rush because he manages to connect a torpedo and finish off our Missouri. A little unfortunate. Good news though, my team is still way up on points, still has 2 caps here. Enemy team down to just a destroyer, a half-health Ibuki, who is very, very isolated, and a Conqueror, who's firing armor-piercing and not high-explosive. The reason why I mention that is it will come into play here at the end. Fire off shots there, hoping for another big dev strike. Come on, those look really, really good. Hit him, no citadels. So no dev strike there, all over penetrations. There's my high caliber, though. Have the Hirakaze flagged for secondary, so my secondary guns are going to open up on him. Hopefully they do connect, and hopefully they can cause some damage here. Because that Hirakaze has pushed out from around the island, that tells me he has gone ahead and launched torpedoes. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to push in as close to the island as I can without actually beaching myself to try and get this little headland between me and that destroyer. And sure enough, there are the torpedoes. Now I have a choice here. I can shoot at the Hirakaze or I can hold my fire and shoot at the broadsiding Conqueror. I decide I'm going to shoot at the Hirakaze because, well, that happens. There's my Confederate award. Managed to leave that Hirakaze on very, very low health for a destroyer. Pretty much any destroyer that he comes across, he can engage in a gun battle and will probably not win at this point. In the meantime, here comes the Conqueror. Armor-piercing shots coming in there. Now, this is important. He has the 18-inch guns, not 18.1-inch like Yamato, which means he cannot over-penetrate the bow armor. Just 0.1-inch too short of being able to do that. So as long as I bow tank him, he's not going to be able to penetrate and cause damage as long as he's firing armor piercing. However, if he learned how to Conqueror properly and started firing the the high explosive instead of the armor piercing, these shots would cause a lot more damage and likely set me on fire. Multiple fires would be the end of me at this point because I simply do not have the health to withstand multiple fires, and I don't have the damage control availability if I have to put one out, and I don't have a heal available just yet. Fortunately for me, though, the Conqueror just took a torpedo and dive bombers from our carrier, plus I'm shooting at him, and the other friendly Yamato shooting at him as well. Now, as he turns broadside, I'm going to try and secure the kill there, but I don't quite reach it. Our Essex manages to secure it, and he gets more armor-piercing shots off back at me. With that Conqueror dead now, who was behaving very much not like a Conqueror, it just leaves one enemy ship left, the Hirakaze, and as we can see, our Kagero, who is our sole remaining destroyer, has full health, and as I mentioned, even a Kagero can engage this guy in a gun battle and come out on top, and that's exactly what occurred there. 212,000 damage done in that game, 9 citadels, Confederate, Dev Strike, Dreadnought, and High Caliber earned in that battle. Overall, an excellent game for me, and no surprise here with results like this, especially being forward, pushing, and tanking a lot of damage. Top of the team for XP earned at 2,800 base XP. Friendly Yamato was shooting there, supporting me at the end, came in second at 2,000 base XP. And the Missouri, though, who did an excellent job early on in the game, surprisingly enough, down there, 4th on the team. Overall, though, still an excellent battle. Anyway, that's it for today's video, folks. If you liked the video, hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, leave a comment down below, and be sure to check back for more videos every single week. If you've got a replay like this one that you'd like to see featured on my channel or have me take a look at, you can send it to my email. If you'd like to get semi-regular channel news and updates, you can do so by following me on Facebook. And if you'd like to watch me play various games live, including World of Warships, you can do so by following me on Twitch. You can find the links for all of those in the video description down below. And as always, I'll see you next time. This is Captain Rye, signing off.